out, it's gonna get big time impressive. From VFA 106, right here at Naval Air Station Oceana, the Hornet is on the roll. I'm just gonna shut up, let you watch and listen. At nearly Mach 1, demonstrating the ability to surprise the enemy using high speed. As he reaches show center, he'll select full afterburner, pull up into the vertical, subjecting himself to 8 times the force of gravity. Extending out there, you can see him as a little speck about 3 miles out. He'll be coming in very, very fast. From VFA 106 right here at Naval Air Station Oceana, Lieutenant Tom Hoyt. Remembering, if you will please, that the F-A-18 Hornet's original design was a loser in the Air Force competition for the F-16 Fighting Falcon, and now it's a winner for your United States Navy. Radius turn. It has an extremely tight turn radius. Whether in a dogfight or while avoiding surface-to-air missiles, the ability of the Hornet to turn around in a very tight space gives it a tremendous tactical advantage. From the left, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see Nemo go into this 6x the 6G minimum radius turn. He'll bang sharply to the left and pull that stick back into his lap, maintaining a level flight attitude with the wings almost vertical. You get to see the and sometimes pitching flight deck. Navy and Marine pilots are trained to hit the landing area with pinpoint accuracy in what is not so much of a landing as it is a controlled crash. He'll approach at 175 miles an hour, fly a descending turn to a 3/4 mile final approach point. At this point, it only allows them about 15 seconds to precisely adjust the flight path in order to touch down in an area not a lot larger than your driveway. Notice you can see the hook extended in the back, and it's that hook that allows the F-A-18 to land and stop at over 400 feet as it catches one of 4 wires stretched across the deck of the carrier. At just over 300 miles per hour. and demonstrate the superb nose authority and the ability of the A-18 to point at an adversary aircraft. It's this ability combined with an awesome arsenal of air-to-air weapons that make the F-18 a world-class fighter that is feared worldwide. 1975 was the year that the F-16 by General Dynamics won the contract for a lightweight fighter for the Air Force. The Northrop YF-17 lost the competition, but the Navy took a look at it and said, this would work for us, and this is the airplane that came out of that competition. Here's the pitch rig demo. Watch for the pull of the nose to the vertical. Very, very rapid. That he was not going to take a chance with doing that pitch rate demo because it might have put him in the clouds. We have some very low clouds, a scattered layer here, probably only about 1,000 feet above the ground. So, as he comes back around, we'll very carefully take a look at what Nemo's going to do next. He's staying fairly slow. It might be that he's setting up for a touch and go as he approaches, simulates an approach to a carrier, like that 3/4 mile turn to final, allowing him 15 seconds to get into it. Let's see if we see the gear, or if he's going to put the pedal to the metal and give us a high-speed pass, or if this is going to be, in fact, the slow-speed pass. All right, it appears that he's going to slow the aircraft down for what we call the high-alpha slow-speed pass. He's going to pull the nose up about 35 degrees above the horizon and let the F404 engines by General Electric do their work. Remember, this airplane can weigh as much as 40,000 pounds. Flying now at speed across the ground is just about 90 miles an hour. Fighter contract was turned down. But one of the things the Navy liked about it was the fact that it had 2 engines. And with some redesign of the landing gear and other redesign, McDonnell Douglas and now Boeing came up with the A-18C Hornet. Ladies and gentlemen, the high-speed pass. Here comes Nemo once again. Haven't seen that before. There's enough moisture in the air that as Nemo pushes the airplane through the air at that very, very high speed, the moisture, the water molecules in the air are squeezed together and form a visible cloud. And so that's what you're seeing there. Setting up for now the carrier brake. He'll demonstrate the technique used by every Navy and Marine pilot to slow his or her aircraft and prepare it for landing. 500 feet. This is called the overhead brake. Let's watch. With his left thumb on the throttles. He'll lower the landing gear and flaps. and continue to turn inbound. Once he gets slowed down, we'll be able to listen to the power changes as he gets ready to touch down. Even though he won't have the tail hook extended, he'll do a simulated carrier landing. Now what happens is, whenever an aircraft lands on an aircraft carrier, the pilot shuts the throttles forward, just in case that tail hook misses all of the wires. Now let's listen to the precise power changes as Nemo aims for a specific point on the runway and then shuts the throttles forward, engaging full military power for a go-around. Or as they say in the carrier trade, a bolter. Or out of a fight very, very rapidly, or in case necessary, speed away from the deck of an aircraft carrier. It does use fuel at a very, very high rate though. Now from the right, one more high-speed pass from VFA 106. Here comes Lieutenant Tom Hoyt. This is one we'll probably have some really good vapor again. A lot of folks. Let's see, here he is. Now we'll have one more carrier break to land. Out in front of you, you saw this beautiful P-51 Mustang. It is flown by retired Navy Captain Dale Snodgrass. You'll see him flying a little bit later on today. Coming in from the left, from right here, based at Naval Air Station Oceana. One more carrier break to a landing. Aircraft carrier landing missions, and it takes many dedicated and talented young individuals to maintain, fix, and fly these sophisticated machines. So would you join me in a round of applause for those men and women who make sure that the pilots have safe airplanes to fly? Let's hear it for the maintainers, the folks who work on the ground to keep these airplanes flying. On behalf of the United States Navy and the commander of Strike Fighter Wing Atlantic and the commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 106, we thank you for allowing them to demonstrate the A-18C Hornet. This is your jet, ladies and gentlemen. You paid for it. You get a chance to see it in action.